here I'm sitting I'm at the Independence Natural Historical Park. So this park was historical park was created or inaugurated on June 28, 1948 to preserve and interpret Independence Hall, the Liberty Bell and other sites, the museum collections associated with American Revolution and the growth of the country. So it is such a well landscaped park. A lot of visitors around who want to dive into the American history out here, American War of Independence, and how America got its constitution and what went to it and how many deliberations did go into this. So there are the remnants of the Benjamin Franklin's house, other historic structures also tucked between power plants and parking lots and all of that. So that's the building out there. So once again, there is this park preserves and interprets the buildings, grounds and museum collections associated with the American Revolution and the growth of the country, as you can see. And here I see there is a statue of Barry, and you can see people are taking photographs. Right, he's Commodore John Barry, U.S.A, father of the Navy of the United States. And we also have a bridge by his name. I'm going to show you the statue out there. That's Barry. If you want to know more about him, you should read a little more about him. And that's the Constitutional Hall out there, or rather the Independence Hall as it's known as, where we had deliberations about independence, American War of Independence, and how it was sorted out and what did they believe in. Should there be monarchy or a republic or what? So all of that. George Washington, Benjamin Franklin and Jefferson, all of that. So this is the entrance. This is the Independence Hall. The majestic Independence Hall, as you can see. So we came here on a guided tour, and we were told about the importance of this place and how people all over, American people, should realize that independence was not easy to get, and once they've got it, it's time that they make sure that they are not only independent, but they are a model to the world as a free democratic nation. So this is how they restored this icon. Look at that. Made it look as good as new. And it's a testimony that this park, National Historical Park, continues a proud tradition of preserving, protecting and interpreting Philadelphia's and the nation's history to inspire both the present and the future. So, and they told us, the guide, that as they approach American nation's 250th commemoration in 2026, it's time they reflect on the events of 1776 and the people whose wisdom and foresight established the principles of government for our new nation. So they say that is why it is very important to share lesser known stories that are vital to understanding their shared history with everyone. And that is what they are doing. They're relaying stories of revolution, protests, and people who fought, who have been fighting for the human rights. And look what we have, the United States of America here, a proud nation today, where the world looks onto them. So they say that changes have been ongoing since the work in the 1960s, and people who have been visiting this place must have experienced, because you see that the Liberty Bell moved twice, once in 1976 and again in 2003. With the 2010 identification of the President's House site and the stories of the enslaved people that worked here, we strive to acknowledge, it says, the diversity and complexity of the nation's history. So once again, it is the Independence National Historical Park that continues a proud tradition of preserving, protecting and interpreting Philadelphia's and the nation's history to inspire both the present and the future. Once again, as I'm repeating myself. And there we are at this beautiful, lovely park, which has its own story to tell.